Yeah, so I thought I'd try a new angle. So, my friend Sheena recently posted a video about her views on free will and moral relativity, and it's all sort of a big brain splurge of thought-provoking goodness. I'll put a link in the description and across my face right now, so you can go watch it. I'm just going to bring up one point and sort of expand on it a bit, because I like science. So in her video, Sheena mentioned parallel universes. And as a physicist, this is something that really interests me, as in how they can exist and what would happen and what would they be like and why do they perhaps might be needed. That was good grammar, David. Well done. So there are two different ways that I think you can get parallel universes. They are p-branes and a many worlds interpretation. So let's take them one at a time. So first of all, p-branes. I know you're giggling at the name. Stop it. Now, so according to string theory, the universe has 9 dimensions. So how can we only exist in like 3? Well, their explanation is that the universe is just a 3D membrane that exists in a 9-dimensional space. A bit like a piece of paper is a 2-dimensional object in our 3-dimensional world. And these sort of surfaces in the high dimensions are called membranes, or just branes for short. And let's say that these branes have a number of dimensions. We'll call that number p. Therefore, each one is a p-brane, which is where the name comes from. By the way, if you don't understand this whole high dimension thing, then just read Flatlands. It is an awesome book for explaining how high dimensions can work and what they be like. So of course, if you have that model of universe, it's not hard to imagine that there might be many different p-branes that exist with our own. A bit like a book is a massive collection of 2D pieces of paper in a 3D object. And then of course the question begs, why are we only in this universe? And the answer to that is something called the anthropic principle, which is mentioned in A Brief History of Time, which I have a copy of course. The anthropic principle simply states the universe is the way it is because we are able to observe it. It basically means that if the universe had been different in some fundamental constant, maybe pi was different, maybe pi was like 4.1479 or something. But if anything was different in that universe, then it would not have had the parameters to allow intelligent life to evolve and develop the capability of examining their universe. Which is why we exist in this one, because we could develop to exist in it. Hopefully that made sense. The second one I'm going to talk about is the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. As you know, quantum mechanics is freaking weird, and we don't quite know what's going on about it. So there are different interpretations that we need to try and give a model of what the heck's going on here. The one that we're taught in schools and universities is called the Copenhagen model, which is basically based around probabilities and the collapsing of wave functions upon observation. However, there is another interpretation called the many worlds interpretation, or the many worlds hypothesis, which basically says that at every quantum event there is one branch that has something happen and another branch that has something else happen. The universe splits. So, for example, using a very famous thought experiment, at the moment that you open the box of Schrodinger's cat, there is one universe where the cat is dead and another universe where the cat is alive. Of course, it's not hard to combine these two theories together and say that each quantum event splits the universe into 2 different membranes in this high dimensional space. That could be a valid theory. You need to find ways of experimentally verifying it, but it's possible to think that way. So I can't think of anything else to say about this really. I'm not in a very intellectual mood. That was just kind of off the top of my head, just rambling about science. Tell me if you like the new angle. Comment below if you like it. Comment below if you have different ways of viewing parallel universes, if they exist. I think they do. See you tomorrow.